baby. You're in blue.
Soaking reptiles has many benefits, but can also be stressful to them, which is why most keepers avoid it unless it's deemed necessary. This week I'll be talking about soaking my hognose snakes with increasing frequency based on the advice of their reptile veterinarian. I'll explain how I prepare my soak boxes and why I do it, but first let's watch this cute little guy tackle his soak like a champ. Here's Todd. He's an extreme red albino, and he's heterozygous for both sable and axanthic. Here's Todd in his soak box. Todd is actually in shed right now, which is why his eyes are kind of opaque. Usually his color is a lot more fiery red. This is a good time for him to get a soak because the increased humidity helps the shedding process, even when it's not due to happen for a while. In Todd's case, I'd expect his shed date to be about a week from today. You'll notice that I put in a rock and a fake plant. When soaking in a tub of water, snakes like something to anchor onto, because it helps the process not to be as stressful for them. The plant can serve the same purpose or act as a kind of cover for them. You can see him holding onto the rock here. Usually when I soak the snakes, I put a lid on and I cover the box with a dark cloth to calm them down as much as possible. Todd is an exception because despite how he behaves when he's in his own house, he is shockingly docile about soaking, especially when compared to the others that you'll see here shortly. So, a little over a month ago, I took a few of my snakes to the reptile vet for different reasons, and she recommended that I start soaking them regularly, like every 1 or 2 weeks. I asked her what benefits this would provide, and she told me that regular soaking helps their skin and also helps to maintain adequate hydration. All of my snakes have access to water dishes 24/7, but truthfully, I hardly ever see them being used. I've seen some of them drinking before, but spotting it is fleeting and uncommon. They do get a lot of water from their meals, and their sheds have usually been either complete or without issues, so hydration and humidity have never been an outright concern of mine. I do, however, want to defer to the recommendations of professionals. Snakes can absorb water through their vents or cloacas as well, so even if they're not drinking the soak water, they're benefiting from the time in the box. In assembling the soak box, here's the box I use. It's just a latch lid plastic shoe box that I drilled holes into. There's some fluff on the bottom, but we'll clean it before using it. And here's the towel that I'll use to cover the box when a snake is inside. This should help to desensitize them a bit to the experience, which they usually don't enjoy that much. Here's Brunch the guinea pig, angling for attention, and romaine lettuce. I use this F10 veterinary disinfectant to spray down the box and lid thoroughly before rinsing it out completely and then filling up the tub with water. I like to aim for around 100 degrees Fahrenheit for the soaking temperature. I also only add a few inches of water to their soaking tubs, and I don't add water conditioner for their soaking water or for their normal water dishes. Here's Mrs. Mack hanging out on her water dish. Every snake of ours that has this dish loves to hide underneath of it. Mrs. Mack is a superconda that is possibly heterozygous for albino. Here I am about to put her in the tub. Now, please note that in general, they do not like this. I'm sorry. You may have also noticed that Mrs. Mack's box didn't have the rocker plant in it. That's because she was the first to be soaked, and I'd forgotten to put them in at that point. She got a rough deal today. And here's the pretty lady after a little less than 10 minutes of soaking. In addition to the skin and hydration benefits, soaking can help to relieve constipation and impaction as well. Here's Miss Bonnie Kelly, patiently waiting for her turn. Bonnie is albino and heterozygous for axanthic, meaning that she can make snows. Bonnie actually has some stuck shed in one of her nares right now. The right one that you see here is clear, but the left one has some gunk that I wasn't able to get out myself, although this sweet girl was willing to let me try. She wasn't willing to let me get a good look though. This is the best footage of that nostril that I got. So in she goes into the soak box. Each time a new snake goes in, I refresh the water. This way, there's less chance of possible disease transmission and the water is the right temperature for everyone. She gets the thought silencer towel over her and she's ready to rock for about 10 minutes. After her time is up, I can see that she's anchored herself on that rock and she looks about ready to come out. We can get a close-up on that left nare and see that it's all clear. Just this short soak loosened up the gunk in that nostril enough for it to pop right out. After this, I'll just bring her back home so she can relax for the rest of the day from this dramatic event.
Hi, beautiful. You need some help with that, huh?
This is Linda, and she has some stuck shed on her neck.
It's just your shed. And it's just me. It's nothing scary here. You see you? Okay. Don't bite me. I know that you're hungry. Okay, pretty girl. Oh, shit. You're double clutching. Okay, this is another pre-lay shed. Holy shit, Linda. Okay.
I decided to soak her for 1 to 2 minutes just to loosen that shed enough to either help her get it off or let her figure it out on her own afterwards. Generally, I would never soak a gravid snake to avoid giving them more stress, but I wanted to get this piece of shed off of her if possible. After less than 2 minutes in the box, I took her out and I was able to help get the rest of the shed off of her. Here she is back in her house. I'll be giving her a lay box in the next day or two, and we should see eggs from her in about 2 weeks. This is your Riley. She's also gravid and also angry with me for existing, which is fair. Here's Kaiser, our male anaconda who's heterozygous for toffee belly. I knew that he was in shed a few days ago and figured that he was at the very tail end of it.
I know. You're about to shed. So you could benefit too. You're like a day away. Sorry to scare you. Not my intention. Sweet boy. Oh, I love to see you. I know. Big mad. I love you. I'm gonna get a little soak today. Will we get an angry flicks? Gonna get a bath.
Here he is going in. And here he is coming out. When he's done, I just bring him back up to his little house.
Should help you shed a little bit. Okay. That's all. Love you.
And especially with these guys, you can't forget to lock the door. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and consider following us on Instagram and TikTok. We also post weekly exclusive feeding videos and early release these YouTube videos on Patreon, as well as streaming a different snake's enclosure on Twitch every day, so definitely go check those out.